My name's Mark Duncan. My studio is in Houston, SpeedPro North Houston. I've been in the network since October 2020. I was actually retired, and basically my wife said I needed to find something to do. I wasn't looking for entry to a franchise, but I was contacted by a franchise broker, and that person sort of came up with 4 or 5 different options, one of which was the SpeedPro printing business. It was a resale studio, and interestingly, I used to live next door to a guy who owned a printing company, and from that knowledge, it piqued my interest when the guy mentioned printing. So I had a look at it and got to learn about SpeedPro, and everything else seemed to fit for me having something to do that was going to be fun. I hadn't owned a business before. I'd been in the corporate world, so business ownership was something that I hadn't done, a new challenge, and decided to jump in and do it, and here I am today. Owning the business that I knew relatively little about was a learning curve, but one of the key things was SpeedPro helped. The corporate head office organization were more than helpful, getting me established, setting me up in the systems, training in certain things, and then probably even more importantly, the other owners were very welcoming. It's 120 odd individual businesses, but it's under the one banner, and they act like a team. In theory, you're competing with them all because we're not restricted by territory, but that's not how the relationships work. And you get relationships by talking to people. If you want anything done, it starts with conversation. It doesn't start with action, it starts with conversation. And everyone is welcoming. They're willing to give you their advice. You talk to the people who have been where you have and are now successful. How did you do this? How did you do that? What about this? And it's been great. It's pretty neat when you go home on the weekends and show your friends photographs of, look what we did this week, wrap this car, or put up this wall mural, or that new sign for this business, that was us that did that, the one that lights up at night. All that sort of stuff is quite fulfilling, because you're seeing the results of what you produce. If you like what you're doing, it's a lot better than doing something you don't like. And that's been the case with SpeedPro. It's been great.